Hey, I don't know. I literally wanted to make a video and I didn't, well, I like knew what about, and now I don't know what about. So that's good. Um, just kidding. Um, Life update. Oh, I know what's been bothering me. What's been bothering me? So I was at work last week and I'm not gonna lie, my job is, I'm a U-Scan attendant right now at a grocery store, and I eyeball guys I think are hot. Not so they notice, but like there's a lot of sexy guys who come in every day, so I'm like always looking at them. And there's one guy I noticed several times, and I was like, I don't fucking have a chance with this guy. This guy's fucking hot as hell. He's my type. Um, and I would just eyeball him, and I'd be polite, and like if he needed like me to check his ID, cause he'd buy beer sometimes, I'd be like, "Hi, how you doing?" Not being like flirtatious or anything. But anyway, last week, this guy hands me his receipt. And he's like, "Look on the back," and he walked out, and it was a note saying, "Hi, this is my name. I think you're really cute," and it had his number. It's like text me, and so I texted him, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? Um, I'm the guy from the grocery store and stuff," and he's yeah, and all that. And so we talked all night. And the thing with me is I don't know, like I wasn't even gonna text him because I'm not the relationship type of person. I'm really don't desire relationships like ever. I'm for the most part, um, I mean, I would consider myself gray sexual. I would be very certain circumstances that I want to have sex with anyone. Um, and me and this guy talked all night, and we really got along. We liked the same things, and then we started talking about like sex and what that meant to us. And at that point, it was kind of becoming apparent that he maybe wanted to hook up. And me being trans, it's always an issue for me when to bring that up. And so I was like, hey, this is something that stresses me out, and the more I wait before I tell someone, the more it stresses me out. So I'm just gonna tell you, and no harm, no foul, whatever. And so I told him I was trans. He's like, I actually knew, which I was like, what the fuck? He's like, well, you work with someone who's my roommate, and she had heard, which that irritates me that there are people who pass that around where I work when I'm stealth. But that's a different thing altogether. And he's like, yeah, I knew, and that doesn't change the fact that you're like super attractive to me, and um, it sucks that you have to feel stressed out about telling people that, and I'm sorry that that's something that stresses you out, but I don't care. And I was like, well, that's really cool. You're awesome. Thank you. Um, and so the next day we both worked, and he told me to go into his work after I was off work. So we were getting off work. He was just getting off work a little bit after me, and he actually works right across from me. And so I walked in there, and he's a server, and he had like a couple more tables or whatever until he could close. And so I just hung out there with some of his coworkers and stuff, and then um, we went out to the parking lot and we kissed a little, and then he drove off. And I drove off. And the next day, we were both off. So he texted me to come over his place, and I did. And we talked and um, watched Game of Thrones and just sort of cuddled, I guess, and made out some more. And it was fun. We seemed to really, I seemed like I really still liked this guy. Like, I still liked this guy a lot. And then we met my friend at the movie theater to see a movie because I had plans with her previous. So I told him, hey, like, I'm not gonna ditch my friend. Like, if you want to come, he's like, yeah, I want to come. I want to see Grand Budapest Hotel or whatever. So we went and we saw that, and then we kissed. And he's like, well, if you guys want to come over later to my house, we can watch more Game of Thrones. She can come too. I was like, well, we got some like catching up on Hannibal to do, but I'll let you know. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. And then I hung up with Allison, and then I texted him afterwards and was like, hey, sorry I didn't text you back earlier. Like, hope you had a good day. He's like, it's all right. And then that was 3 days ago, and I haven't heard from him, and I'm not gonna text him back. But it puts me in a spot because I really liked this guy, and that doesn't happen very often, I guess. But yeah, I'm not gonna text him because there's probably a reason why he didn't text me, and it's like one of those things where I guess it's just discouraging because it really sets my mind that maybe I don't ever want a relationship, which I'd always told myself I don't really ever want a romantic relationship with anybody. And so basically, I don't know. And it's just like sucks because even though it might not be because I'm trans that he's not talking to me now and he doesn't want anything to do with me now, um, it still like feels like it could be because he admitted to me he's like I don't know many trans people. I've never been with a trans person. He's like, what's the process you're going through right now? And I told him and stuff, and he wasn't aware that I hadn't had top surgery because I bind. And we were cuddling. He's like, "What are you wearing? An undershirt?" I was like, "That's a binder." He's like, "Well, like I've never seen one. Can I see it?" And so I showed him my binder and stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And not cool, but he was like, "Yeah, cool, okay." And told him what I was doing, and then I also had a doctor's appointment in Indy for my hormones, like earlier this week. And he's like, "I'll go with you if I didn't work." And I was like, "Sorry, like you don't have to do that and stuff." He's like, "Well, it's nice to have someone there for that sort of thing." And even though he was seemed really accepting of it, it's still one of those things where it's like, am I ever going to find someone I'm interested in at all who is like accepting of me being a trans person and doesn't see that before me as a person? And I guess it's just really, really discouraging for me. Even though, as far as relationships go, I can really take them or leave them. And I'm looking at this as a positive experience, even though I'm kind of sad or embarrassed or disappointed. I'm still looking at it as a positive experience because I did get to make out and cuddle with this hot guy. So, you know, that was good. But I just don't ever feel like there's going to be a point in my life where I'm going to meet someone and not be scared about the fact that I'm trans. Unless I'm with another trans guy, which I'm so cool with. Like, I'm just attracted to men romantically. Um, at the same time, though, romance isn't something I ever need. Like, if it happens, it happens. And this just started. It seemed like it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. So, this isn't so much of like a input video that I need from other people as it is just me recording my thoughts and how I feel at this point in time about that and sort of processing it all out loud. All right. Well, if anyone is watching, have a good week.